Hello guys, this is Space Robbers Gaming here, and today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give my thoughts on this feminist video. Is Horizon Zero Dawn feminist? Let's begin.
Hey guys, today I want to make a different type of video. It's still related to games, but I want to take a rather feminist approach. The game I'm talking about is Sony's upcoming RPG Horizon Zero Dawn. I've seen plenty of comments on Horizon Zero Dawn videos of people saying that they don't want to play the game because it has a female protagonist.
Well, I've looked through about 10 different videos. It took me about an hour to do, and as far as I can tell, in all of those videos, I couldn't find a single mention that they would not play the game based on the fact that the main character was a woman. I have plenty of games in this in this drawer right here beside me that is with women as the main character. Final Fantasy 13, Skyrim, probably other ones as well, but those are the ones I definitely know you can be a woman in those games. And so you're basically making the argument that people will not play a game based on the fact that the main character, the protagonist of the video game, is a woman. Well, what about Tomb Raider? What about Final Fantasy 13? What about Skyrim? What about, I don't know, let me think here. The Alien Isolation game. Pretty much any RPG game, for that matter. Basically, any role-playing game of any type. You're basically making a blanket statement, and then you proceed not to show any screenshots of any kind of, you proving that yes, this is in fact happening. I will not buy this game because the main character is a woman. Nothing like that is shown on screen. Because it's a blanket statement. You're saying it because you know that the feminists will agree with you. You don't have to have evidence in order to say that. You can say, I will not play this game because the main character is a woman. You don't have to because the feminists aren't going to expect you to. But I am going to expect you to.
I want to ask you a question. What kind of difference does it make if the protagonist is a woman or a man?
I want to bring up Resident Evil 4 for a minute. In Resident Evil 4, there was a section where you play as the president's daughter. The fundamental difference between playing as Leon Kennedy and playing as the president's daughter in Resident Evil 4 is that Resident Evil 4, when you transferred over to her inventory didn't have any weapons. And that's understandable because she's not going to have a weapon. She's not there to kill these zombie-infected people. She's there to be rescued. So she's not going to have anything. Everything that you pick up in RE4 in that segment, when you get back to Leon Kennedy, she transfers that over to Leon Kennedy so that you have what she picks up. Now I'm sure she probably can pick up a gun in Resident Evil 4 as the president's daughter, but the gameplay is somewhat different compared to Leon Kennedy because you don't have a weapon. Controls obviously are the same, but yeah, really the only difference is that you're a different gender. Nothing really else changed. I don't understand this argument. Are you saying that if I was a woman, the game would have different controls? I've played Skyrim with both a male character and a female character. It plays the same, because the only main difference is that you're a woman. Nothing else is different. Are you making the argument that it is?
Exactly, none at all. The controls and the gameplay will still be the same. If you decide to reject a franchise because of a certain gender, there is no other way than to call you sexist. There are plenty of great games that have a female protagonist like Clem in The Walking Dead, Ripley in Alien Isolation, Lara Croft in Tomb Raider, or Max and Chloe in Life is Strange, only to name a few. The difference, however, between a game like Tomb Raider and Horizon Zero Dawn is that Aloy is not portrayed as a sexy and stunningly beautiful woman. It's undeniable that the focus on creating Lara Croft is to make her look as sexy as possible. This is not the case with Aloy. I don't mean to say that she looks ugly, but because she truly doesn't. Aloy's features are more down to earth. She looks like an ordinary girl next door. If a character has a great personality and the game is brilliant on its own, there is no need to over-sexualize. This of course speaks in favor for Horizon Zero Dawn. The developers didn't have to portray Aloy as a sexual object to sell the game. A problem of course is that most games nowadays have a male lead. Most protagonists are a white and handsome looking man. There are so much more races and ethnicities. It's really a shame that we don't often get to see a more diverse spectrum of characters. Nevertheless, you shouldn't make a judgment.
Okay, first of all, in Grand Theft Auto 5, you could play as a black guy. Alright? In Skyrim, you can play as a cat thing, or a reptile thing. Alright? There are fighting games where you can fight as an Asian person, or a Native American person. You know? What are you talking about? There isn't no racial diversity. There is plenty of racial diversity. You're just not playing the correct game.
On the game in regard to gender or race. It doesn't matter what gender the protagonist is. In games like Fallout or Skyrim, you can customize a character to your own wishes. In these games you decide if you want to be the hero or the villain. It's your choice who you want to be. Let's take The Witcher 3 for example. You play as Geralt of Rivia, and your goal is to find your foster daughter Ciri. On the way to finding her, you have to do a lot of quests. How you do them is up to you, but the choices you make affect the game. Still, you have a path ahead of you that is already determined. You cannot decide to abandon Ciri and to live your life happily ever after. This is the same with Horizon Zero Dawn. In these games, you play the story of a character, or you don't play your own story. In order to explain now why Horizon Zero Dawn is a feminist game, or rather why Aloy is a feminist, I first want to explain what feminism is. Feminist theory stands for political, economical and social equality between both sexes, men and women.
Yes, that is the definition of feminist. It is about the social, economic, and whatever. But that's the thing, is that you already have all that. Everything that you are talking about, you already have. We have female astronauts, we have female politicians, we have women who are leading very powerful nations on this planet. Okay? We have female teachers, female cops, female MMA fighters, we have female firefighters, we have people who do construction that are women, people who do fishing that are women. Every job that you can list, women are in it. Alright? Every single job profession. I know of no job that a man has that a woman doesn't also have or couldn't also have. Hell, we have females that are doctors. Women who are principals of schools. Who are probably heads of universities. Scientists that are women. What feminist is now versus what it was supposed to be is vastly different. Third wave feminism is not about equality. It's about female superiority. Right? Women want men to be inferior to them. That is the third wave feminists. Right? The first, maybe second wave feminism was about that equality. But third wave feminism is nothing but sexist man-hating. And I'm sorry if you disagree, but that is the truth. If you watch any videos of feminists nowadays, that is abundantly clear that they hate men and they want men to be inferior to them. And extreme third wave feminists want men to basically be extinct. They want men to basically just be sperm factories, pumping out sperm so that women can get pregnant. That is probably the extreme third wave feminist utopia. Is basically like the fucking Matrix, where men are tied up onto these machines and just pumped for their life essence, basically.
Feminism doesn't support the preference of one sex over the other. Let's now work with this basic knowledge. If you truly believe in these values, you don't care if the protagonist is a man or a woman.
I don't. As I've proven, I will play any game. I have Skyrim. I have Final Fantasy 13. I, over many years, have played other video games where you play as a woman. It doesn't make a bit of difference what the gender of the player is. What matters is the game. Is it good? Is it fun? Can you enjoy yourself while you experience the narrative? If you cannot, then regardless of the gender of the player, it's a bad game. I know of no real gamer who gives two shits about the gender of the player. And if you can show me evidence that there are people who are saying they will not play this game, I will tell you this right now. That is not the majority of gamers. That is like 5 people. Stop trying to make an argument when there isn't an argument to have.
Actually, you don't even have to be a feminist to feel like this. All you need is common sense. If you really only care about the gender of the protagonist, I can't imagine you care about the game at all. When I want to buy a game, it's because the story fascinates me, the gameplay looks innovative, or the graphics look impressive. When picking a game, gender doesn't even play a role to me. It's something I don't even care about, because it's the overall experience that makes a game great. It's not only about gender. If you say you believe in equality, but you're lacking the ability to empathize with a character...
Okay, I am done. Alright, I got to about 4 minutes and 8 seconds. This thing's about 6 minutes long. So I'm more than halfway through this. I am done. This is stupid. This is completely fucking retarded. This game is good. I've seen people play this game. It's a good game. Yes, he plays a woman. Who fucking cares? Alright? You are making an argument that there isn't an argument. There is none. You're trying to make an argument when one doesn't exist. There isn't an argument. No one cares what gender the player is. No one cares. And the people that do care don't really matter. Because they're not going to really influence a damn thing. Feminists, stop trying to make arguments when one doesn't exist. It does not matter what the gender is. A game is good if it's a good game. And a bad game is going to be a bad game whether you are a man or a woman protagonist. That is just the way it is. I'm sorry if you don't like the truth. But seriously, this thing has about 2,000 thumbs up and thumbs down. 90 people thought this was a thumb up situation. 1,850 people thought that this was something to thumb down. When you have an overabundance, this is like 100 times more people saying that this video sucks donkey shit. Then you obviously made a pretty bad fucking video. 90 people thumbs up. Almost 1,850 thumbs down. That is such a piss poor ratio that I would delete this video right now just to stop the damage. I mean, I'm going to read some comments here. Let me see here. What about the and this is mine. What about the Tomb Raider games or most RPGs? What you're saying is that gamers, many of you are women, will not play a game with a woman. Bullshit. You start your video with a clear feminist view that kills anything that you may have to say at the door. I looked at over 9 videos and couldn't find one person saying they wouldn't play this game based on the player being a woman. I've played video games from the age of 3, so about 22 years now, and I enjoy playing a woman. I understand that political correctness people like yourself want to look like you're doing something, but really you come off as kids crying over not having that new toy. It doesn't matter if you play as a man or a woman. What matters is the game. That was what I was saying. If you want women to have more rights, stop complaining about characters in video games and realize that there are women in some countries who can't even drive or speak without permission. You aren't doing anything for women. And that's true. Feminists that talk about video games like it's something important, you must understand that there are women who simply cannot drive or have the right to speak without permission. And you're bitching about, oh my god, there's a video game where a woman is killing a giant robot dinosaur thing. I mean, your perspectives, your priorities are so fucked up. Pixelated things and physical actual things. Get your priorities straight, people. Not everything's a fucking problem. Alright? There is no patriarchy. There's no sexism. There is no secret agenda that all the game makers are like, let's make all the women sexy. No. It doesn't fucking happen. It happens to men too. If it happens to both genders, it's not sexist, is it? Get over yourself, you fucking political correctness bullshit.